Hi, me internet family, and welcome back to another makeup and story time video. I know I look really tired. It's very early. I have no face on, but I'm going to put my face on and chat some stuff at you because I've been having some thoughts about some stuff, and I like getting your feedback in comments on these videos. The last one did really well, so do need another one. That's the way this works. I'm going to be talking about the difference between chemistry and compatibility in dating and in love while I do the face. And I have here my big bag of makeups. This is a lovely case that actually Zoella sent out, and it's so gorgeous. It has my initials on there. I have spilled some stuff on it though because I brought it away on 2 holiday worky trip things recently, and I'm going to kick off this video with a little hashtag spawn. This chatty makeup video is going to be brought to you guys by Rimmel today. Today I'm repping their Wake Me Up Anti-Fatigue Foundation, which kind of fits in perfectly with the theme of this video and the fact that I live a very hectic life, which kind of comes between me and me finding compatibility in a partner. So this makeup, as you will see, and I've just applied a couple of drops to my hand, and I'm using a damp sponge to slap it onto my face, but it gives me like a boost of kind of radiance and makes me look a lot more awake instantly. Gives me a kind of very lovely healthy glow. I look tired and stressed for reasons. I ended up being at a party and we kind of stayed awake and having the drinky poos like all night. We were awake, like I was awake for like over 24 hours, and then the next day I had to do a lot of work. So yeah, like it instantly kind of makes me look, oh. This has vitamin C in it, which really brightens up the face, and it also has SPF 20 or 15, which like any makeup that has an SPF added in there, it's just great to be doubling up on that to keep the nice youthful head going on you. I love how this stuff blends out, and kind of it's really seamless. Like it doesn't give a cakey effect at all. It kind of makes my skin look really poreless. It has a very lovely finish. I'd not used this foundation until recently. I'd used in loads of other videos the concealer of the Wake Me Up, but I'm super impressed with the foundation, and like that's why I was like, Rimmel, you want to work with me? Girl, you want to work with me? So I apply it all over my face until all my hyperpigmentation and redness is covered. And yeah, if you're looking for a new foundation for summer that gives you this nice kind of like healthy, glowy look, I highly recommend the Wake Me Up foundation. So I'm going to set this and just put on the other stuff and chat at you guys now. I've really been enjoying being single lately. And I think that's because I've been pushing myself out of my comfort zone, not online dating as such, but kind of just like engaging myself with hobbies in the real world. So obviously some of that comes from like all this YouTube stuff and going to more events and socializing more with other content creators and all that, but also like music festivals and workshops and all that kind of jazz where you meet other human beings. So yeah, I'm finding myself in these new spaces, and I'm kind of like getting a lot more confident at talking to people and asking people out and just putting myself out there and all. I'm a lot more clear on my standards for a relationship and where I'm at in my life, which currently is like, you know, young and having fun, open to something serious if the right person comes along, but you know, other than that, like having fun and growing and all that good stuff. Anyway, the title, chemistry and compatibility, 2 things that when I was younger I really mistook to be the same things, and they're really not. Granted, real chemistry doesn't like come along all the time, definitely not. I definitely have like the kind of friend chemistry quite often with people, but like sexual chemistry or romantic chemistry, that's still quite rare, but a lot more common than compatibility. Obviously I'm going to talk about the differences and stuff, but what I'm struggling with is finding a situation where both exist, because I really believe that you need both chemistry and compatibility to have anything kind of real. As you guys know, I spent like 10 years in 2 monogamous relationships, and I've been like mostly single for 2 years, like figuring myself out and like really experiencing what it's like to be with me, myself and I for a while. But you know, I've done it now. I've been there, worn the t-shirt, and I'm kind of like, I want something real, man. So this is where I'm at with the two C's. So chemistry. Chemistry is that feeling when you meet someone and it's the passion. It's the kind of starry-eyedness and just the raw kind of like it's very difficult to even explain what causes chemistry. It can be in the littlest things, like the nuances, the way someone laughs at your jokes, or like the connection you have with them when you're looking into each other's eyes, having any reason to like touch off each other. Like there's so many, like you guys know, like when that happens. A lot of people think chemistry is just to do with sex purely because a lack of chemistry will result in quite boring and lackluster sex lives between people. But it's not just that, you know, it's like, it's very important to have chemistry with someone if you're going to be with them. It's just so nice to be talking to someone and you feel like the whole world falls away and it's just you and them in the moment talking and kind of experiencing this moment. I'm going to town on this highlight, by the way, because it's set nearly dead. Usually, chemistry without compatibility leads to absolute disaster. Whereas I think having compatibility and not chemistry, it's usually not the kind of fireworks and like that's not the kind of a breakup that's going to really like mentally scar you or anything. It's just going to be a nice, easy falling apart kind of situation. But because compatibility points more toward how two people will work together long term. It corresponds to like the long term potential between two people, like your values and similarities in lifestyle. Compatibility is the ease at which someone kind of can like slot into your world, and that's what I'm having a lot of trouble with right now. Like over the past, I'd say like, I don't know, since when was the first time I had that kind of chemistry with someone? Like probably last October or something like that. And since then there's just been like a handful of people where I've been like, okay, I like you, I like this person, I have a lot of chemistry with the other person, but for whatever reason our brains can do this thing where we tell ourselves that like just because there's chemistry that means we're compatible, when it doesn't. Like for me, a lot of the time I'll feel chemistry with someone who perhaps is say living elsewhere, or is too young, or is too old, or is a straight girl, or is a taken man, a taken gentleman. And in all of those situations, it would just be wrong of me to pursue, because I'm kind of at that life stage where I'm not kind of looking for any more short-term romances, because kind of that's what I've been doing, built around the chemistry, because there's been no compatibility with anyone that I'm aware of anyway. Like I feel like I've gotten a lot better at kind of realizing and accepting when I'm not compatible with someone that I do like, who I have chemistry with. And it can be harder and tricky when I feel like I am compatible with someone, but whatever way life has worked out, or whatever way things are lined up when we meet, it's just not happening. We might be at different stages mentally, or they may not be down with what I do for a living, or worse yet, it's happened that certain people have had an issue with my sexuality, and that really bothers me. It is Pride Month this month, and I will be talking a lot more about topics like that in videos this month. My first long-term relationship was completely built on chemistry. We had a lot of chemistry together and very little compatibility, I think. Well, at the time, I guess we were like compatible, but definitely not for like long term. I just kind of got, you just learn these things as you go along with someone, and sometimes it can take a long time to realize the incompatibilities between you and another person. Back in the day, this stuff didn't matter. Like there was like, you know, and there still is in the world, arranged marriages, and people would just kind of get married. Like I was watching Master of None the other day, and it was the scene with the granny, and she was talking about how like her husband, like the way they met is like he just walked up to her and he's like, you're pretty, like I'm gonna marry you. Like it was just so much simpler back then than like right now. Like I said before, there's a lot of perceived choice, but people don't have unlimited options and choices. It's just that the internet and dating apps and all that makes you think that there are, because you can physically see a huge more number of people. But yeah, in my second long-term relationship, we were like really compatible, very compatible. Like, we wanted a lot of the same things in life, and we kind of had similar stances on a lot of things, such as like politics and art and religion and how to raise children and all that stuff, all the stuff that kind of matters if you're going to be spending a whole lot of time with another person, and they're going to be like your life partner and your partner in crime and kind of like your best friend essentially. And you can be compatible in the bedroom and compatible in all many ways without having all that much chemistry. And I think that's what happened in like my second long-term relationship. And I still love him very much. I do. I love both of them. I care about them, as in like I'm not in love with them. But that was the problem with, I think, the person I was going to marry and all that kind of stuff. I think the problem just was, on my end at least, a lack of kind of chemistry. And it does suck when you're super compatible with someone and there's no chemistry, because if that was the case, I would be like proper, like settle down right now, because there's a bunch of people in my life who I know I am compatible with. It's just that there's none of that the buzz that you get, you know, the fluttery butterfly feeling. And then part of me kind of does be thinking like maybe it's kind of asking for too much to expect to have both. Is it really? I don't know. I mean, I don't think so, because I do know a lot of couples and even people who've been married for a long time and they have both. I think a lot of us do fall into the trap though of kind of getting with someone based on chemistry and not thinking about the compatibility, and then we end up as like serial monogamists going from one semi-long-term relationship to another. And that's difficult because it's very hard when you're younger to kind of think about the future and like all of the big things. It's like, where will this person actually want to settle down, and how can I really see myself with them in like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? You're not thinking about that. When you connect with someone, you're not really thinking about that stuff. And I hate that I'm finding myself holding myself back from experiencing things with people because I am thinking about those things. Those things do matter to me. It may not seem like it sometimes, but I am a very sloppy, soppy, romantic, nostalgic human being. And yeah, like, what would you prefer if you had to choose? If you had to choose, would you choose someone that you're really compatible with, where there's not much of that kind of chemistry? Or would you go with the chemistry, forgo the compatibility, and kind of end up like having a disastrous, horrible, upsetting, heart-wrenching breakup? Do you have a relationship where you have got both of those things? How does that feel? Because I'm super jealous. No, I know it will happen for me. I know it will. I'm a very positive thinker. But when something matters to you and you really care about something, you make the time. That's what you do. And that's how I always kind of know if I'm not compatible with someone, if I really think we're really compatible, but if they're not kind of factoring me into their world in the same way that I'm willing to do that, I just instantly, I'm like, done. This is not going to be the thing. Because I know the way compatibility should feel. It should feel like they're just very seamlessly, easily blending into each other's worlds. Every relationship has problems, but if you have to work extremely hard to be with someone and you have to change who you are, or you have to like anything like that, I just feel like that points to deep-rooted incompatibility. I love doing these makeup and storytime videos, and also so the makeup I'm kind of doing right now is just basically what I always wear, and you guys are always like, please do a tutorial on that and stuff. I used to do makeup tutorials, and I just feel like it's better if you just watch me doing it rather than me saying do this and do this, because let's be real, like I know a lot of people watch beauty YouTubers. It's just that everyone has a very different face, different skin, different eye shape, different face shape. I myself am much more into lifestyle YouTubers, or just YouTubers who document like them and their personality and watching them do their makeup, because I can kind of then tweak it here and there or take little tips from them. I used the Wake Me Up foundation, and now I'm going to wake myself up even more by adding a tiny bit of white eyeliner to my my waterline, because that like really makes me look like awake. I mean, just look at the difference. It kind of just makes the whites of your eyes look even whiter. And yeah, that is me all done and ready for the day. I'm going to link out that Wake Me Up foundation in the description box. I hope you guys give it a go. I really do love it, and I only ever work with brands, obviously, that I love and use myself in my own life, and that I think you guys might like. So yeah, I hope you liked that discussion. Please talk to me in the comments down below, and leave suggestions for future makeup and story time videos, and I'll see you again real soon with another video. Bye guys.